You're alive, Mr. Wade. Good night, sir.
Good night. Good night. Good night to Belizean people, both at home and abroad. Welcome again to another edition of our Belizean Affairs show number 237.
Yeah.
237 on a blessed New Year's Day.
Yes, sir. We made it, Mr. Wade.
So, thank you,
We made
sir,
it, sir.
for the steadfastness and togetherness and
Yeah, man.
you know, for the things that we do to educate our people, and thanks to the Almighty
Yeah, man.
for giving us that fortitude and that will to do it,
Yeah, man.
and couldn't be possible without the Almighty, Leonard. And it's always a pleasure
Amen,
to
sir.
sit in your company, my brother.
Yeah, the pleasure is mine too,
Always a
Mr. Wade.
pleasure,
Pleasure is mine too, sir.
and
We make a
we
good
should
team.
be joined.
We make a good team.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. With your experience and your patriotism to your country and people, the things that you know, been through, experience in the country of Belize is exceptional.
Yeah, man.
And the little experience I have, I try to share it little by little. And for those who appreciate it, thank you. Thank you very much.
Mr. Wade,
Yes,
before I
sir.
proceed further, sir, at that point, can I just make a observation of mine, and that is that personally, I am happy, ecstatic, and for your not only just your patriotism but your dedication to the cause of the well-being and the bigger picture, in terms of the well-being of our country. And I always, as a servant of the country, you served in our military, you raised our flag on Independence Day, participating in that activity. You serve as a police officer, you serve as a uh, BDF personnel, one of the originals.
Amen.
You have been serving your country all the way up to today's date. And why I'm
Thank
saying that I'm so ecstatic at this point is to get to find out that you're willing to put yourself again once more in the fray, the political fray, to try and help make a difference.
thank you.
And we do need change in the country. And unless we get good people to step to the plate and you know are willing to take on that burden, then the complaints doesn't make any difference.
Thank you.
But I want to congratulate you, sir, for being willing to put yourself in harm's way and on behalf of your country, our country, I should say. And I'm going to be right there with you.
Thank you, sir.
God bless and keep up the good work.
Thank you too, sir, for your patriotism and your service to your country.
You're welcome, sir, and thank you very much.
And we should be joined also by Gregory Brackett. And you know, I like to say this again, Leonard, is that whatever we do here is not to our benefit, it's to the benefit of our Belizean people,
Amen.
benefit of our country and our Belizean people. We advocate so that the world could know, those who watch us and appreciate us, they would know what's happening in this country. And from there, they can do their own research, their own analysis, their own research, and see where we're coming from. So, on that note, again, Leonard, thank you and Happy New Year.
You're welcome, sir.
Yes, sir. And as always, Time always flies so quick, Leonard. So let's jump right into it. There's a lot going on in our country. We'll jump right into it with a prayer and then followed by a reading. So I'll ask you, Leonard, to please lead us in a prayer on this New Year's Day, please, Leonard. Thank you.
Mhm. Um, I'll close my eyes, Mr. Chairman.
Go ahead.
Divine loving Father, we come before thee once more, asking that thou would continue to have mercy upon us, on our family members, our friends and loved ones, as well as our people of Belize, its leadership, as well as the people of the United States and its leadership, and all those who comprise the body of humanity. We pray that thou mayest continue to be merciful unto us all, continue to guide us, strengthen us, and protect us, give us wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. And for us tonight in this program, we pray that thou mayest guide our efforts so that our Belizeans at home and abroad may derive some public benefit from our undertakings. We ask these mercies in Jesus' name. Amen. Back to you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Leonard. I will do a reading. Continue from James chapter 5, 1 to 10. It reads, "Come now, you rich, weep and howl for the miseries that are coming upon you. Your riches have rotted, and your garments are moth eaten. Your gold and silver are corroded, and their corrosions will be evidence against you and will eat your flesh like fire. You have laid up treasures in the last days. Behold, the wages of the laborers who mowed your field, which you kept back by fraud, are crying out against you, and the cries of the harvesters have reached the ears of the Lord of hosts. You have lived on the earth in luxury and in self indulgence. You have fattened your heart in a day of slaughter. You have condemned and murdered the righteous person. He does not resist you. Be patient, therefore, brothers, until the coming of the Lord. See how the farmers wait for the precious fruit of the earth, being patient about it until its harvest it receive the early and the late rains. You have you also be patient, establish your heart, for the coming of the Lord is at hand. Do not grumble against one another, brothers, so that you may not be judged. Behold, the judge is standing at the door. As an example of suffering and patience, brother, take the prophets who spoke in the name of the Lord. Behold, we consider those blessed who remain steadfast. You have heard the steadfastness of Job, and you have seen the purpose of the Lord, how the Lord is compassionate and merciful. But above all, my brothers, do not swear either by heaven or by earth or by any other oath, but let your yes be yes, and your no be no, so that you may not fall under condemnation. That's my reading from James chapter 5, 1 to 10. Uh, Leonard, there's a lot going on. You know, we have in the country of Belize, the entire country of Belize, a wet um, New Year's. Very, very wet. And again, my people, I plea through this medium for those who at the moment are still out enjoying the holidays, be mindful.
Wet roads.
And when it's wet, Leonard, it's slippery. And
Mile,
especially,
mile,
Leonard,
mile 38. That curve around mile 38. Very dangerous.
oh, yes,
Even when it's
yes,
not raining or when it's not slippery. I mean,
yes,
when it get wet, it gets slippery because of the kind of material that the surface it with.
yes.
Sorry for interrupting you.
No, no.
Jumping in, sir.
Sober reminder, Leonard, thank you.
You're welcome, sir.
So the speed you need to cut down, like Leonard mentioned, that curve, we all knows who traverse it, knows, right? Cut down, save lives. And you know, at this time, cut your speed down. And if you're drinking, please take heed and have a designated driver, please. 20 minutes ago, there was a accident on the low-lying bridge in the Twin Town here in this municipality. That run off the low-lying bridge and into the Macal River. Jumped the little so-called safe rail there and looked like it wasn't nailed down properly. You see plane where the tire just knocks it off and the car just or the vehicle just went in the river. So
Was the person able to get out, Mr. Wade?
they were getting out. I was looking at it 15 minutes ago. It just happened
Okay.
and they were coming out. I saw three of them came out so far, but the vehicle is submerged upside, pretty much upside down in the
Wow.
river.
Wow.
So I hope and pray that they all get out safely and hope that there was no fatalities or no bad injuries. It's not the first time, you know. So it's just a sober reminder.
Mm.
Be very careful. Maybe that person turned around that corner and going down that little grade there too fast. Don't know. Or maybe was gazing or lost control. What I say, Leonard, you crossing a bridge and you should be very, very conscious and be very, you know, um, aware, alert in crossing from one side over the other side, especially you over
Mm.
water. So I think it's just present a mind that you, right, Leonard?
Definitely, sir.
Yes. So
Uh, wishing that bridge should have been widened anyhow. Unfortunately, I mean, we have this current accident, but that bridge should have been widened long ago. The problem is that they don't expect that bridge to last forever, or not forever, to last too long. They built it there temporarily, and then it's been used almost on a permanent basis because since that was built, it continues to be used. Even though they built the other bridge further down, no? But that's right in town, and it's kind of quick for people to just run across it and get on the other side of town.
easy access.
Yeah. So what they should have done was to widen the thing. Don't tell me that somebody can't figure that out. I mean, people were in at the town board or whether in the Ministry of Infrastructure or whatever, those are the things that they need to be paying attention to. People use those things regularly. Suppose some of them lose their life. No, I mean just need to use a little bit more material and widen the stuff, man. Sorry, Mr. Weird. Man,
No,
it's
you
disgusting.
shoot, Leonard, and we've been talking about these things a lot, and we talk about the band-aid fixes, Leonard, and you know, every year, Leonard, on the time of memorial, since they put that bridge there, it's always submerged underwater every year, right? And when the wood gets wet, Leonard, what happened? When the wood gets wet, it's slippery, right?
Slippery. Yes, sir.
Okay, so you don't think by now these geniuses that we have, geniuses, would have think about ulterior motive? I mean, something different than
Better.
that wood and right over the water there in that that lowness. You don't think someone would have come up with the idea to raise it a little bit so that when the flood comes and with a different material instead of wood, right? The materials are there. You just need somebody to come up with, with the will to want to do right, instead of
Uh,
twice a year.
Mr. Chairman,
Go ahead, Leonard.
on that same bridge, the issue of that bridge, it's a very dangerous little bridge, because it comes right off of a hill. You turn around a blind curve when you're going towards it, right, at a 90-degree, and you're right on the top of the hill going down. Some people, I don't know, I mean, for people who live in the area and who know and understand that traffic, that's fine. But a lot of people visit that area, as a, as a, including myself. And driving towards that little bridge is not funny for some people, you know. You gotta come down that little hill, even though it's short. They come down that little hill, and they go towards the bridge, and the approach to the bridge is not wide enough for people to really, and then especially listening to the drink or maybe they take one eat something or whatever, then they not see correct. They not line up their vehicle correct on the platform, you know. And if you don't line up correct on the platform, what think what happen? You want to slip, and then the bridge don't have no solid railing for several hole or
Enforce.
contain or one bridge. I mean
It's
one vehicle or something like that.
it's about four by
Safety.
4x4 or 4x6, Leonard. That's on the edge part. You know
Uh-huh.
that edges. A tire jump over that easily. 4x6,
So you
something
need to
like that,
pay
right?
attention, man, and do something before somebody else end up to get hurt again, right?
See, they always wait, Leonard, until
I'll take
fatality.
this program tonight, and hopefully the Minister of Infrastructure or the Prime Minister or anybody in our government or anybody who could make a difference, or even this tongue board. Well, of course, because the tongue board now is under UDP and central government is PUP, it would seem to me like they would try to snub the tongue board, and they know the tongue board don't have the funds to be able to do something like that. They got to do it for the rest of people living in the whole area, because they're not only just UDP living there. A lot of UP people living there, and the people money they do it with, and that money out of their own pocket. So then just should get about doing the job and get it over with. Stop chance people.
And
Thank you again,
and
Mr. Weir.
yes, and another thing, my people, those of us who know what I'm talking about, you're coming down that hill onto the low-lying bridge. As the approach of that low-lying bridge, you have some big holes, big potholes. They say they fix it, and 3 days after, it's back to 6 or 8 inches deep, and not only one, several. Both on the approach and on the off, you have holes, potholes, big ones. Uh, Nobody seems to have the idea or the will to want to do it right and to fix the approach of these bridges from either side, right? But what they do, it's all about a hustle. When the bridge some go underwater, what they do, they get a close friend to come and tear off all the boards when the water go down, and someone take that to their farm. As a minister used to do that, a previous minister in the UDP uses the people's vehicle, the government vehicle, load up these pieces of wood. Listen to me, my people. Pieces of wood. Load it in the Ministry of Works big truck and track it to his farm in the Yalbak area, right? And I know the talk lie because I have farm in the Yalbak area, and I see these things happen. Right? In fact, the driver that trucks drive the truck that takes the wood off the bridge to the minister farm. We are very good friends, and he tells me these things too, right? So that's just to show you the level of corruption in a little things that doesn't have to be. So it's a little scheme. Every time the water covers that bridge, somebody comes and the person who have the little wood shop there makes some money, sell the 2x6s and the 2x8 and the 4x4s to the town council, and between the town council and the Ministry of Works, they collaborated and they do their plotting and do their little hustling, and they put take off those boards, put some again back on, and wait for the next flood. Right? It's a repetitious cycle. Right? You want to say something, Leonard? Go ahead.
Yes, sir. I just want to repeat what I said earlier. All the money have to do, as you mentioned right now, then change the wood or then buy more wood, and so the other one they could get the other older wood, to carry it on a farm or whatever. Buy more wood. Buy enough so that they could expand the bridge, make it safer. That's my beef. I know the hassle now about who get the old wood because then they replace it with new wood. Take some of them wood there and expand the bridge, make it wider and safer. That's my point. And until they do that, I think I will continue to beat up on this point because it doesn't make sense
Exactly.
that they left that thing like that and wait for somebody to get
Exactly.
hurt.
Exactly. And like I say, that all a lot of these accidents, Leonard, a lot of these things that happen could be prevented, right? Only if they do the right thing, right?
That's all we're asking
So
for.
what they do, you had a friction the other day with the PUP minister and the mayor and the 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 the,
With the lead
the
Palapa.
tourism guy and thing, and they got a little friction there, and they wanted to put some houses along the roadwalk, they call it, and a little houses along the river there, and there was some frictions, and they stop it a little bit, and then come right back and then put some little huts there now, so maybe one could rent it, but right in the middle
The
of where
flood
it
area.
floods, right?
Crazy.
The-
Crazy, crazy, crazy.
right.
Man.
I laugh because these people, and I call them, they
But
think
then
like
crazy like
crab.
fox. Then crazy like fox, because
Then they
somebody
think
want to make one
like
new hustle off a building thing there for them.
all a
And when
little.
the water come,
It's
you
all
wash
about
it
little.
well, and you have to build it again, and you wash it well again, and you have to
The
build it again.
show, it
Chances,
was
man.
in the news not too long ago, this last flood. It was covered. This little hut that they built was covered, was submerged. What?
What then should I
Public
do?
knowledge.
Mis-
Public knowledge.
Mr. Chairman,
Right? So all I'm saying,
Mr.
Leonard,
Chairman, wait. I just want to joke, no? I just
I
want to
laugh
like that.
because,
Uh, make I get the lead joke out, man. Somebody, whether with authority or not, should I collect one few of them, carry them in and leave house and make them live, put chain and thing on their foot and their hand, and make them live in there. And when the water come, back with them butt, then at least that's how we can get rid of some of them.
and some
Because
sense,
otherwise, people want to be crazy
an
and stupid enough to go
example.
both them right back in the office, then continue to do the same craziness over and over and over.
So, Leonard, and my people,
Man,
on the nation, don't you think the taxpayers' money that was wasted building those little three or four little huts there alongside the river there that is of no use when it's flooded, and pretty soon it will all washed away. Right? Pretty soon another flood come and it will all crumble. Okay?
Top
You,
Gallant flood.
Mr. Mayor, Mr. Trump, Mr. Minister of Infrastructure and the Minister of Tourism, because he was the main driver,
Uh-huh.
and the PUP
He had gotten his
little.
he had gotten his $50 million in a to make it do work. So he try to show that he do work to reason.
Mr.
And
Man.
Mr. Chairman, the water came all the way up to where the market was and
Yes.
above the marketplace.
Yes.
Some of the people in the market thing when I sell in Tina, you couldn't even see the roof. I mean, what's wrong with these people?
So who talks about these things, Leonard? These wasted taxpayers' money. All I was saying, Leonard, and my point is, instead of wasted the energy, the taxpayers' money, they should have whole that amount of money and put some more on that and build a proper bridge.
Exactly.
Proper bridge.
Or expand the bridge.
No,
We just talk about
or
the accident where it just happened 15, 20 minutes ago, like you
yes,
said.
no, that bridge
Oh
need to
man.
go at some point. At some point, it need to go, right? Because right now, Leonard and my people, the floods are just covering up and the boards are changed. But there could be a worse flood with stiffer current and sweep the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
Just sweep it away.
Like them that
So,
top Gallant flood that they used to have in Cali there
exactly.
that come right up to the bottom of the bridge there by Hawksworth. You imagine something like that happen now because
So,
them people, yeah, it's a weird. Them people were control the dam, Fortis and the other one them. They don't want to make for them dam get over full to the point of
oh
breaking.
no,
Uh,
oh no,
Because
oh
if
no.
that dam break, they want to be in serious trouble with liability. So they want to keep on letting out the extra water to save for the dam.
Uh,
And then when the water get let out, in addition to all the rainwater we accumulate from all over the other places there, the river, so it's not impossible that we could end up with a top and flow again.
yes, sir.
Then it help we manage it somewhat. But they don't want to give up for their investment and destroy for their investment to save nobody life. Then are foreign
Exactly.
investors.
Invest, yeah. Protect their investment.
Exactly.
So all I'm, well, you see what I'm getting at, Leonard, right? You see what my people, what
Uh,
I'm getting at is how much more are we going to take? How much more? Huh? So all I'm saying is that pretty soon, maybe the next flood in this year or the other one in the next year, we never know with Mother Nature what
mhm.
is going to happen.
Especially now.
Okay? So, why not? We know, Leonard, you see, we talk, but we give solutions, but they not take it
Mhm.
sometimes, then take it and sometimes, but we just throw it out there again. Why not invest in a proper bridge, not as high as the Hawkworth Bridge,
Something
but
more
from
solid.
the time of
Something
memorial,
bigger.
we know how high the flood comes. Just like how we talk about the coastal road, right, Leonard? We talk about
Mhm.
that, right?
Mhm.
Okay, if the flood comes and you always reach the market and all little higher, don't you think you'd want to build something a little higher than that?
Mhm.
So when the next flood come, man, you gone. Gee, because you build a higher than the last one. Huh? It could happen if the Hawksworth Bridge was built and there. Same as one other one on one. You don't have to be as fancy as the Hawksworth Bridge or the new one that they built. But come on, man.
But
We have engineers.
Mr.
We
Chairman,
have
if they
the
not build it,
best.
if they not build it good enough or strong enough, the water can carry it anyhow. But what we talk
See,
about here right now is just to build a bridge a little bit higher than the
a
one we
little bit
have,
higher.
just a little higher, so that we don't
Yes.
have that
and take
and then
away the
make it a little
wood.
wider
Yeah, and
and make
take
it a
away
little
the
wider.
wood. Right? They can't take copy other countries, man. And they can't they
And
man,
that will eliminate, if they do the bridge correctly, that will eliminate the hill when they have to run down, because the bridge
of
can be a little
course,
higher and
of
go maybe
course.
straight up, straight to the bridge, up
Yes.
on the level, or a little higher up.
Right? Exactly. Exactly.
But they have to buy some land from some of the people now where got their house or the thing right at the corner there. Where, like I say, when you go towards the bridge, you have to turn right around a blind corner.
Man, if they could spend 6 point something million on a little piece of land, you know, come on, man. Them
Oh,
people who own their land long and they don't spend so much money, right? And they could find one
they
area
have
they
to have
way.
they have to
But
have the will,
anyway,
Mr. Chairman. They have to
nobody,
have the will, the goodwill towards the
yes,
people, and do the right thing.
none of them have the will, Leonard. I want to do right. The point is to do right,
Yes, sir.
right? Because then thing where they do, Leonard, is been played out, honestly. These shenanigans that these people do, it's beginning to play out. When I say that, people get tired of the same stuff, right? It happened too
Too
frequently.
often, yeah, yeah.
Some like it because maybe they don't have the mentality. I know that better could be done. Maybe
Mm-hmm.
that's the only thing that they is sick and they don't know about nothing better. But there are better ways, right? Like it says, you only have to have the will, Leonard.
Yes, sir.
Have the will to want to do right, right?
Because the money is always there unless they
Of
misspent it or
course,
unless they
man.
misappropriate it.
Of course. So all I'm saying is that you see the money that they spent with all that, thing, put a little more on it. Well, not only
Mm-hmm.
put more on it, and then they never have to build in stuff there that's going to be washed away pretty soon, right? Put a little more on that and think about, how they could do something better, of what's going on. And until then, more and more accidents will be happening right there because, like I say they fix the on ramp and the off ramp of the low lying bridge, but it's not the, anybody drive there, you got to stop at the. If you not stop, you ain't banging at a hole and it could throw off your tie rod ends, the
Mm-hmm.
ends,
Mm-hmm.
broke your wheel.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe that's exactly what happened to that vehicle. Who knows? I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm just saying
Lose
what
control.
could happen.
Probably lose control.
Mr. Trapp, the mayor of this municipality, and the the minister, what's it, infrastructure guy, the SPAT guy, the Julius guy, right? He architect, he smart man, right? So come on,
All you have to do
stop
is
the doing
talk
patchwork,
to
my brother.
all you have to do is talk to your boss in a cabinet
Exactly.
and ask about this then for support, huh?
Or get some of the Bolido money. Mr. Hyde said the government got a lot of money from Bolido. That's what the man say, Lot of money. The government rich.
And how come
Publicly,
the
this man say, so I
hospitals
just to
then?
talk off away say. Right?
But Mr. Weird, how come the hospital they don't have gauze and bandages and Q-tips and things,
No,
supplies for the people to treat them? If they have so much
Leonard.
money,
Who
and that when
believe
they
these
said they may
guys?
check, they may want to get the money for.
Yeah.
I don't think they finished pay Brad yet,
Oh no,
And I
they
don't know, and,
still on
and
the
I don't know
take,
when.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't know when they appear. But then they get the money, and then the money they disappear in some kind of sinkhole or some kind of drain or I don't know. We not hear the report about the money, where the money they get used for.
No,
Sometimes we
we
hear,
on.
oh, they put it towards medical
Yeah.
or NHI,
I
all kind of thing.
while we're on that, through this medium, we call on this lady Nardia Garcia. Nardia Garcia. She that a spokesperson here there when they say, well, Brad's this and Brad's that, and then we get so much money this and Brad,
Uh,
and they
from the
don't got
Ministry of
much more.
Finance.
But anyway, I call on she for tell the nation how much money they collect so far from Bolido And how much money than Obrads? How much more than Obrads? Right,
But
she?
Mr. Wade, you know that it's a valid concern and a valid question, but the opposition should ask them question in the house and hope to get an answer.
The position father, I think, or one of them is part owner. One of the barrow was or partnership with Brads,
Uh-huh.
right? So
Uh-huh. More than
so
one
how
of them.
shenanigans these people play, right?
More than one of them. But
So
the
that barrow guy, the shine guy, would have never dig into that situation there because it might expose
mm-hmm.
something that he shouldn't, expose. But the man says we have a lot of money from the Bolido, and I'm just saying, right? Get some money and build a nice bridge for the people in the west. I mean the low line. Scrap that low lying bridge and build a nice bridge.
But then people they collect a lot of taxes, Mr. Wade. You see the size of Santa Elena and Cayo and the other little areas them around there.
Of
You know how much
course,
taxes then they collect?
of
Government they collect
course.
land tax.
That
The city,
market there
the
makes
tongue they
a lot of
collect.
money.
Yeah, and all the different little
That
businesses them
market
around there
there
then they
makes a
hustle
lot of
from.
money, Leonard. That
I
man
know,
Trap
I know.
collects a lot of money from, and he is unaccounted for. He never could give a you know tell the Belizean people or the people of the Twin Town how much money he collects from that market.
They're not
He
supposed to
can't
do
do that.
reporting.
And what he do
That,
with it? He can't do that, right?
that is standard procedures though.
It should
It
be.
shouldn't it shouldn't be too hard for them to know where they get and where they, because they are dealing with public business. It's not their one private business that they have to want to hide nothing from nobody.
He refused an audit. He refused an audit, right? I called him out several times publicly, the council, to produce an audit to the people. Let them see where the money is spent. Not his
Mm-hmm.
money, not trap money, or no, the people's money. People would like to know. The man is a three-time mayor, I think. Three
Uh-huh.
time.
Uh-huh. So
I know I audit with
so you
this
should know
man,
so you
right?
should know
Who
what the
does that?
requirements are.
Who does that?
Mm-hmm.
And he gonna ride off in the sunset with if I had the
And
power
and the
now.
same thing the Prime Minister is expecting him to do. That's why he now got to Auditor General. And even when he had the one that was there, temporarily time extension, they weren't giving the people them the information where they need to do their audit. So these people are into that habit of not being audited and not being accountable to nobody. They just do what they want. And if anybody asks any questions, they say I'm a shift maker.
Look at the deteriorating street in the town.
Mm.
Where he is the boss, the guy Trump. Look at the streets. Huh? Man, right around the market there, right in the middle of town and around town, and look at the state of these streets. Man, the man no got no shame, Leonard. My people, them people got no shame. And then they on the media every so often and they show this and show that, but they don't got no shame. And the dirtiness and the deteriorating condition of the town, right? Of the streets. Got the buildings, the public buildings, them. Nobody take the initiative and want to revitalize these buildings. Just let them run down to the ground. What?
Well,
Anyway,
when the building they run down to the ground like that, Mr. Chairman, they could turn around and say, well, the property is not viable or useful anymore, so they turn around and sell it to somebody for less than
there
what
you
it's
go.
worth.
Like what happened to the Forest Drive when the Julius Espat buy out the whole forest department there,
Mm-hmm.
right? For pennies. For pennies that guy buy out that place.
Why they
Right?
didn't sell it to him in the first place?
He's a good PUP, a good supporter. Very
Mm-hmm.
good supporter of the PUP. So he got that. But anyway, Leonard, another thing for the 2024, Leonard, murderous year. murderous year filled with crime and violence, and it ends with crime and violence. Look at the young man last week. One that this was this one here. You know, he went and signed in. The young man Hall in the north there went to sign in, and you hear conflicting report from the OC Corozal and the man that gives the update for the police guy. I mean, for the
Mm-hmm.
police in the media guy. I forget
Mm-hmm.
his name, right? Well, you know, he went. The family accusing the police. Well, you know, the Totten say, yeah, he went in signing and he rode off on his bicycle. Both of them are saying that. But then the police here are saying different. They don't have no account of the man leaving the station. That's the conflicting, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then you have the family members saying that there were threats from three police on that young man.
Mm-hmm.
Threats. Well, you know, Leonard Baby boy that one was, may he rest in peace, was a little troublemaker, or they catch him with some weed, or he do this, or burglary, or something, and so they label him already as, right? So he was
Mm-hmm.
a watch young man.
Mm-hmm.
But yet now they found the body, Leonard, riddled with bullets, and they claim that it was close to one of his adversaries, one of somebody that he had beef with, close to that
Mm-hmm.
house, right? So they diverted the attention from the police to that,
Mm-hmm.
right? So all I'm saying, that young man that they says that he is the suspect now because they claim that he had a beef with this young man and his body was found in the general area close to him, right? So he has to come up with a good, solid defense that he is not the
So,
person that killed
so
that young man,
I can to the police minister.
because the
He's
attention is
guilty.
already shifted
Yeah, yes,
that
but
way, Leonard. Okay,
I'm trying.
that's all I was got to
Yes,
say
but
on
Mr.
that.
Well, I was trying to be funny, sir, because I remember the police minister said that once the police i- point their finger at you, you have to prove your innocence. You're guilty until proven innocent. You're not innocent until they prove you guilty. So then you could, like to say, the possibility is that somebody committed that crime, turn around now, and use the same crime to label somebody else as being the criminal committing that crime, while then walk off scot free. But I keep saying again, those police officers have to be careful because we're not dealing with the past beliefs, we're dealing with the current and future beliefs. People are not just going to go and shoot up um, the police commissioner's house or shoot at other police officers. They're going to take the law into their hands. They're not even going to report nothing to police because a waste of time if you go report the police on what police are doing. If that
So,
young man may take the law into his hand and decide to deal with them police on his own, then you can't blame her. And then when people come and report, so that they could say, well, okay, well, if you make a report about the wrongs that they're doing, more likely or not, they could investigate the ones them where they do the wrong. When in fact, they exculpate the one them where they do the wrong, and the one them where they do the wrong turn around and use you again as a further victim because you're going to report them. No, man. Then the shenanigans and soon start to supersede
so
the law
Leonard,
itself. People are take the law into their hand.
as what's been playing out on the media here is that the family not accusing, but they're saying certain things about the police that they may have had a hand in the disappearance, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's what was flying around on the media, on the social media, and on the news. So the perspective, yes, maybe it could be because of what had happened happen
Mm-hmm.
previously with law enforcement officers, right? We see the situation with Larry. We see numerous situation plays out in the
Mm-hmm.
Keys. And we
Mm-hmm.
see the cover-ups.
Mm-hmm.
Although these people are guilty,
That's what I'm referring to when I say that
right? Yes.
people will become disenchanted and frustrated, and instead of try to work with the police department, we're supposed to do the right thing. We turn around and probably end up do the wrong thing. If you cover them one shortcomings, people won't stop that process. People won't give up on that. There's only so much of that you want to take. After a while, you can decide, okay, well, if you can't get it solved one way, and solve it another way. That's how republics work. And they're trying to get your
And
country to become a republic so that it works worse than how it's working right now.
Leonard, my
Yes, young
people,
lord.
there's a thing they call a professional standard branch,
Nonsense. That's a low
right?
nonsense.
That's you said the word
Low
nonsense.
nonsense.
You hear them? Oh yeah, we refer the matter to the. I had a matter. I'm talking of experience as a former policeman and thing. I tried to go through the right process and thing and thing. And I had an incident where I was taken advantage of. And I took that matter to the profession, and I showed evidence. I showed where the
Mm-hmm.
senior superintendent did this and said that and did it to me, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, deal with this guy internally first before I deal with him through
Go
the
to the court.
courts,
Uh-huh.
right? And and nothing came out of that,
By the
right?
time you,
Although this senior superintendent did certain things to me, did it man to man. Now when he see me, I don't want, if he see me coming that way, he go that way. Guilty. He's not no more in the service. He's no more. I don't want to dirty my hands. But I went through the right procedure, reporting the matter
and
to
by the time
people
you
who
finish,
I thought would have
by the time the
solved this
professionals,
problem.
it's just a charade. It's just like I said, by the time you finish report that, then turn around and take your report, exculpate the other person, and make you look like the victim. I mean, not the victim, like the person who deserved to have been mistreated or whatever. So they cover for them and they cover for each other, and the system doesn't work. We have had that happen over and over and over. Then you can't carry your case after when they don't do for anything, the court, because when they have set up going to trump your effort, that is that the court going to look more favorable upon their internal reviews and for their conclusion as being more truthful and viable than your complaint. These guys, they know exactly what time of the day it is and what they're doing. And they keep getting away with it over and over and over.
So all I'm saying, based on what they're saying, oh yeah, the professional Senate branch is investigating and this and that and that.
Nonsense.
If they don't want to do nothing, they will do nothing
Yep.
on the outcome. Because I'm telling the world and the public what happened to me.
Mm-hmm.
How can you steal your own property? Your own property. How can you be arrested for stealing your own property? How? Who does that? But I was arrested for stealing my own property, right? And because I didn't want to get myself in trouble, I accompanied to the station to prove my innocence. When I got there, this senior superintendent, Mr. Alvan Gentle, senior superintendent, I don't know who gave him those or how he earned those, arrested me for theft of my own property. Huh? Then he gonna refuse me phone calls. Refuse me. I but anyway, to show you the level of corruption, Leonard, right? And the level of injustice that the things that they do to people and they get away with it,
Mm-hmm.
right? That's my thing, right? Knowing darn well he was wrong. And he looks me in the face, well, tell that to the judge. Tell that to the judge that it's my, I did try to tell you it's my property. See the evidence here. No, he don't want to see it. So you know what I wanted to do with him right there and then in the station, right? What's a lucky man? That's a lucky man, right? Very lucky. And I say this again because it irritates me to see how they do things. And if I wasn't sharp enough or whatever, and so they do that to a lot of people, Leonard, and they
Mm-hmm.
get away with it,
Mm-hmm.
right? So this fool, right, did that to me, right? And I am trying to tell him that's not the way you do it, right? And he looked me in the face, well, tell that to the judge. Just what he told me, tell that to the magistrate, right?
And then they go a lie and
And
then
then
make
you
bogus
see
reports.
what he cost me to lose my time, money, and energy to go in front of the judge just to prove my innocence, right? Just to prove, well, at least the magistrate told me, well, Mr. Wade, you know what to do, right? The man wasted the government resources, the police resources, and he surely wasted your time. Plus, he took advantage of you. So you know what to do as an ex-policeman. That's what that man say. You know what to do, right? He's no longer in the police force, so right. So I say karma. That's why I always say when I say karma, Leonard, it's real,
Mm-hmm.
right? Whatever you do here, you will pay right here, right? So I'm not sharing my
Uh, uh, uh,
right.
uh, I'll give you an example. Same like what you just mentioned just now. There's a well-known senior police officer. I know I call the full name and just say C. Jeffries. Okay? A lot of people that believes when the man was running around misbehaving and acting crazy and stupid and chancing people in the government and higher up official make the man get away with a lot of things we do to people. But when he was over here in the United States, some of the same people who want him a chance back by believes grab him
I
and
was
bust
in
the
that
ass.
neighborhood. I was
Okay?
in that neighborhood,
He get
Leonard,
one,
when
he
that
get one
incident
good,
happened with
they
him.
get, they get one good taste of your own medicine. Okay? No, there
Yeah.
was no police force behind and then to back up to commit any crime or to go run to your defense.
You
So he
know,
had to take a licking. No, I bring that up because I'm saying all of them guys that believes where they misbehaving at the police department or where they get exculpated for the misconduct and the chance people. They don't all end up the states out of this jurisdiction I believe where other people out to grab them and give them a dose of their own medicine. They might give them one dose of their own medicine right there, I believe. Because people they get fed up and tired. People can't take the craziness anymore. Because there's no system to validate and vindicate people's rights. I recall in 1976, just before I left Belize, I cracked one and I head open 9 stitches. Gone to court and the judge laughed at her and chased her out of the court because he gone and lied to the judge. And when the judge asked the question and he couldn't answer the question, the judge asked her, okay, his lawyer presented one case against me, right, for having cracked his head open. I expected was to go to jail at least for 6 months or more, because in those days back then, no care what the person do. So now as he's wearing his uniform, you can't assault no person in their uniform. But the man walk up behind me and slap me across my ears, and when I spin around, I wet and cross in his head with a billiard cue. That was the payment for what he did. He committed a crime under the color of law. So when he went to court, I got a good judge. The judge, when his lawyer was presenting the case for him, I was talking with Mr. Wilson and telling Mr. Wilson, you know what? I know I cracked the man's head. I know I committed the crime. All I want to know is I just plead guilty with the cause and hopefully get one shorter sentence. So the judge shared me and Mr. Wilson the talk and they make commotion in a room while the case was going on. Say, look to Mr. Golson and ask Mr. Golson, what is happening? Why is Mr. Golson disturbing his court? As if Mr. Golson don't know better. That's why they tell Mr. Golson. So I tell Mr. Golson, tell the man where I try to tell you that I want to just plea and get this over with and, move on, right? So then the judge, Mr. Golson tell the judge, well, he was trying to counsel the young man, me, being me, and to tell me that I was disturbing the court and that another way how the court work. I just can't ask the judge to make I stay where I want and the end of the story is there. We have to go through the motions. So then the judge asked Mr. Golson, he said, let your client stand. So he looked at me and he said, young man, why were you disturbing my court? So I said to the judge, I was just trying to tell Mr. Golson that, I committed the crime because the gentleman had slapped me. He assaulted me under the color of law, and he had no right to do that. And I didn't realize that he was a police officer. I just turned around and hit the head of the person whose hand was leaving my face.
But
so then the judge asked the man, he asked the police officer, he said, is what Mr. Brackett saying true? So the man, like, he never want to answer the judge. He said, but Your Honor, the judge said, no, but nothing. He said, is what Mr. Brackett saying true? That you assaulted him, which is why he ended up hitting you. Then the man said, well, yes, Your Honor, but the judge said, I don't want to hear the but. Mr. Golson, take your client, leave my court. And at that time, I never realized that the man don't throw the case out of the court, right? Because, he realized that the man couldn't bust up head, which is true. But they try to pretend like, well, I did that out of malice or contempt towards him without no justification or reason. When in fact, had he not slapped me and provoked me, I wouldn't have had no reason to, to hit him with the stuff. Whether he was a cop or not, it didn't make a difference to me. Now, after when I done hit him, then I realized that I'm a cop I hit, right? So, while we walk out of the courtroom, we hear the judge address him and a liar, right? And I tell you, it just that police officer done very good, man. Once in a lifetime, you find a judge where look at the truth or the evidence and weigh according to the law. You commit crime under the color of law, and then you come in my presence to pretend to be a victim. I just laid up. But I just said that because
all in all, Leonard,
experience.
justice.
We both have experiences with people who try to use the law
Yeah.
and hide behind it to do wrong.
Yeah, justice in this country, Leonard, is in Belize is very hard to come by if you're poor and cannot afford representation. But if you can defend yourself and stuff, well then it's okay. You'll get your justice. But a lot of people cannot do that.
Yes, sir.
So that's how they end up in jail innocently. And another thing,
And then
Leonard,
wait, sir.
in this
And
country,
wait, Mr. Chairman, when they go to jail, then they have reasons to end up getting into bigger problems while they're behind jail there because they have to deal with the other real jail people and hardened criminals and survive that situation back there too.
Exactly. And another thing, Leonard, and you and I know, in this country, Belize, you don't know. I mean, it's who know you. You don't have to be smart.
Mm-hmm.
You just got to be a loyal person. To get good position. And why I'm saying that, you mentioned the name, and you mentioned the year in the 70s when I was in the system.
Mm-hmm.
That individual that you mentioned, he wasn't a policeman. He used to play. He was in the band. He plays for me to march.
Uh-huh.
He was a band player. He was in the band, the police
but afterwards
band.
he became big in the police.
Right.
That's what I was trying to say.
Right. But he became a police.
Uh-huh.
Right. He became a police, but he wasn't. And everybody who knows what I'm talking about and I know that I'm telling the truth.
And he curried favors for a lot of people.
Right. So you doesn't have to be smart to get sit in a seat here. right? In Belize, once you're loyal to somebody and somebody know you,
Mm-hmm.
right? That guy used to play. So I'll say this publicly, right? He wasn't a policeman, right? But he became a commissioner of police, and kudos to him. However, he pulled that off, and there were experienced men there 15, 20 years, and so that he bypassed all these persons. He sat there, right? I used to march by his
Playing.
performance in the band, right? He was the band guy. Plays music,
Mm-hmm.
play that long thing. I don't know how you call that,
Trombone.
right? What?
Trombone. I have one right
Trombone.
in
He
my,
was a trombone player.
I have one right in my closet right now.
Oh, there you go. That's what he started out with. But he
Mm-hmm.
ended up as commissioner of police. That same guy. Pass all season veteran policeman, right? And that's the thing that I had talked about previously a long time ago, how the force got demoralized because of
Mm-hmm.
certain CEOs and all that. They bring in people from all
It
over the
got
place,
politicized. It
and
got politicized, basically.
who started that messed up, and I say it
Charles
again,
Price.
is the man Alan Usher when he was CEO in the police, in the Ministry of Defense, right? He started that crap. Right? How you gonna bring a BDF man who has no training, no police training, no farmer, no, and knows nothing about, and you're gonna put him as the deputy commissioner of police? Past all man who had sit there, who is in the police force, all senior ranks. My brother was one of them, right? Passing, he went there and he sat. Who had no knowledge, probably couldn't even write a report,
Mm-hmm.
right? He started that crap,
Mr. Chairman,
right?
I would like to go a
And
little
I
further
have
on.
no qualm saying because that's the kind of thing that upsets me,
Yes,
right?
but I was
You
trying
don't
to
do
say
who
something.
does that? Who
Uh,
does that?
I was trying to say something else to add to what you had mentioned, no? And that is
Don't
the
have to
issue.
like me. I speak the truth.
Yes, sir. The issue of the promotion of family members and friends and lackeys started way back when Mr. Price allowed Mr. Tom Greenwood from the volunteer guard to join the BDF and use him, promoted him to make him the head
Well,
of the BDF eventually.
as far as I
Okay?
know, they were one of the reason why. That was one of the reason why I left the
Yeah.
Belize Defense Force. Right. That
Okay.
was one of the reason why I left the Belize because
Okay.
of man like Tom Greenwood, Alan Usher, and Andrew Kelly that came from the. And I could call them out, because I know I work with all of them, right? And jump
Mm,
all the senior men of the police special force, and they were given preferences and given the first the
those
first
who go
slap to go abroad and study,
exactly.
while these poor men that labored to make the police special force where it's at and made the BDF where it's at. These guys came in and surpassed these guys, and who does that? Who does that? So that was one of what you're talking about, Leonard. That was one of the reasons why I did my time and I left.
Your friend, Mr. Charles Good, Charlie.
That man was
The,
my
the,
mentor, and I am not.
okay.
I not afraid to say that. Right?
The
May
man
he
wanted
rest in peace.
the man was assigned to be like a special agent to get enough we club, enough we situation and try to figure out who was who and what we were doing and how is it that we were getting done what we were doing because basically at that point we had become the disciplinarian of the PUP. In other words, we were doing to them what they were doing before to our predecessors, right? But just that we brought we thing on a different level of vengeance, right? And so we had to discipline them. And he was the one that was assigned by a special unit out of our police department to try and join for thing and try to see what he could investigate so that they could nab us, right? But we were a little bit ahead of him, huh? So he came trying to pretend that he was going to come and teach us martial arts and a whole lot of that was his calling card, right?
Yeah.
But we were
But,
too far ahead of the man, right? And so the man eventually
yeah.
eased off,
But
and he went back and continued his assignment to,
yes.
in the police
Well,
department.
all I'm saying in the
That
country
was his
of
first
Belize
assignment.
is not what you know,
Hmm.
right? For the world to know, and Belizean both at home or
Even
abroad, it's
today,
not what you know here. It's
even
who
today,
knows
theater, the
you.
same thing. The same
It's
thing.
who know you,
Uh-huh.
right? It's not what you know.
And if they have an interest in having you do something for them, because even if you don't do
Exactly.
not, if you don't do nothing for them, they don't. No care how much they know you, you have to be beholden to them in some way or another.
Exactly. So I just flaunted out my little experience here to and a lot more, but then time is of an
I,
essence. But
I could talk a lot more about my own experiences, but
but
I don't need to make it public
that's
anymore.
yeah,
Water under the bridge.
yeah that's why we are where we at, right? Because of these you know bad bad decisions that had made and continue to make. But Leonard, as we are still in the festive season, and we just again hope and pray, Leonard, that 2025, that whoever
I'll
get to
just take a
lead
minute.
this,
I'll take a minute, Mr. Wade, while you do the public announcement.
yes, yes, whoever gets to lead this country, I just hope that they have a heart and start to do right by the country and by the people, right? And start to attend to the needs of the Belizean people, not the needs of special interests, not the needs of their friends and family and supporters. No, the needs of the people and the needs of the country, right? Because a lot of bad decisions has been made in 2024. Bad decisions, right? And these bad decisions, had messed up the country, put people more in poverty, and enriches some that are already rich, enriches them more, right? And the the have-nots have been forgotten, right? And we see the constant monopoly, right, of our natural resources and the people's assets, right? We see how they play around with it, right? So I say for 2025, let's start equipping our security forces, pay them more, give them more incentives, right? Our hospital, our health care need to be upgraded. They need to be well paid, and the facilities need to be well equipped, right? And proper medication. And we shouldn't be running out of medication, right? So these things we should start to demand for 2025 for the new year. And our leaders should start to think about bringing in factories, so that people could be gainfully employed, right? And stop calling these BPOs essential services, because they are not, right? Bring in some meaningful factories, man. Who advocate for that in the house? Nobody. Why? They don't stand to hustle. They don't make no money off of these things, so they just throw it away, don't even think about it. But yet they say, go ahead, Leonard.
Mr. Chairman, just now you touch about the hospitals and the other places that need money to provide the services to the public. The money was always there, and it could have been appropriated and budgeted for those services. But instead, they take the money and give it to Mr. Ashcroft, hundreds of millions of dollars at a time. And from then till now, every year we still have to find an extra $25 million. I don't know where they squeeze it from, maybe that part or where they squeeze out of the gas money, why they don't want to give up some of the gas money. Every year they have to come up with an extra $25 million to pay Mr. Ashcroft for the next 5 years to come. It's not because the money hasn't been there or they haven't been taxing us enough. But they tax us and then they go and give the money in big chunks. That's the failure. Malignant governance. That's what they call it. They get the money, misappropriate it. And like the man Bukele, when they so love, say, if the money is not stolen, it will be there to do the people's work. They never, I don't think they hear said that part, or they don't hear mention that. Or maybe they not believing in that part. They believing in the part where he mistreat the people them at home. So they want to mistreat we people at home too. But maybe they're not believing in the part where you say, if the money is not stolen, the money will be there to do the job. Because, like I said, if they never give Mr. Ashcroft them $400 million the other day plus that extra $125 million when they own for the next 5 years, then money could only be available for the central government doing work.
Because previously he got 76. When
Yeah.
they previously he got
Well,
first
eventually they end up they get
76
400,
million first. Then
yes, in bits and pieces.
no, he got that right off. The 76, he got that right off. When they first take off, Briseño came in to pay,
Uh-huh.
gave $76 million in one sitting of the house. 76 million.
I remember that, sir. I remember that.
And then the rest the other day.
So it's all
So
about malignant governance. These guys, they know the money is on behalf of the public and the public's well-being.
while while they do that, Leonard, and the country suffers, the poor people suffers. You see, from they got some money the other day for the resilience. I mean, for the flooding,
Uh-huh.
right?
Did they give
Eight
any of that
hundred
to the people
and
in
four. Yeah,
the Belize Valley?
yeah. But you don't hear anything about it, Leonard. You don't hear anything about it, right?
Did they give a part of that subvention to the
River
to the
Valley.
no to the people up in Coyote that had been flooded out?
Oh no, no. And the Belize River Valley. We've been calling them out to do that, right? You don't hear nothing about that, Leonard.
And people and vote them people right back in the office, Mr. Wade.
Sure.
That are the part where bother me. You see this conscious where them people that they operate with, the evil what they do.
What's
Because
wrong with
I
our
call it evil.
people?
I don't call it no bad, just bad government or mismanagement or whatever. I call it evil, outright evil. The
What's
Belizean people have
wrong?
done nothing wrong to the PUP party and its government, led by the PUP operatives then, for them to be treating the people them in the country like that.
What's wrong with our people,
Outright
Leonard?
evil.
What's wrong with our people? Huh?
I think that they drink the rank Kool-Aid, they have to
Frankly, you know,
yeah, we have to get Mr.
I
Jim Jones. We have to get Mr. Jim Jones to get them some different kind of Kool-Aid. Because the one where they drink right now, they cut it.
and we talk a lot
A
about
bad
our
thing. I
healthcare.
laugh, but a bad thing, man.
Yes, Leonard. We talk a lot over the years about our healthcare system, Leonard, right?
Mm.
And up to this day, 2025 now, Leonard, and nothing had changed, right? Nothing had changed. And Leonard,
They may
a lot
repair
of
the, they
donations,
may get the machine repaired, Mr. Wade. Do you know if they
I
may get
think
the
they
machine
got it
repaired?
repaired, but it's not that's not a multi-purpose machine. A good doctor came out and said that,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
So much money, and it's not a multi-purpose CT scan machine, right? It's
It's
not,
a specialized.
right?
For only certain type of thing.
So all these things, um, is evil. It's very evil. And not to mention the amount of donation, grants from other countries, especially from the diaspora, in the name of health care.
Mr. Chairman, on that point, do you know that right now, I think it's like 12 floors of equipment that's available right now that our government could help to bring into the country for free.
Yes, I heard
It's
about
been
it.
set
Yeah,
up. It's been put out there that you could get this stuff. So long as you could get it and transport it and get it out of the way, right? They're willing to let Belize have it. We have a new hospital being built and we have no money for furnish it. Or they must say, I have to go find money and borrow again for furnish it. To buy equipment and so on, choose so on for their favorite friends who end up to make big money off of we again. Because that's how the process works. All these equipment and things when I have hundreds of hospital beds and things when I could get to put in a new hospital for outfit it, they're not the world will try acquire. They refuse to get involved to try help make the thing come in the country duty free. But then they give for them bodies 25 years duty free and tax free and all kind of thing free. But they
don't say.
can't give we country duty free entrance of the equipment so that the people then could get it in the country. What kind of jackals and hyenas and vampires are we dealing with that? I mean, even when they get the thing free, they're not putting no effort
They
behind.
can't hustle off it, Leonard.
The other day we send some equipment and stuff from here. As of today, I still don't understand and know what they did with all those equipment that we sent. Other than probably have it stored in a some warehouse, or maybe they gave it to the private hospital then for use, while we, the general public, have no ability to, to gain no services from those things. You know what? 12 floors. In fact, I think you commented about that before, Mr.
We
Chairman.
talk about it. Yeah,
12
we did.
floors of equipment and
We talked
hospital
about it.
beds and all kind of total.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And
For,
Leonard, you know, to recap,
just let me leave it, man.
our
Leave it
ambulance
alone.
donated, our fire trucks donated, our garbage truck donated.
And they don't maintain the stuff them.
And here it is now. The little one on one things that they still donated, but they say at the end, like for instance, they have a truck that they got the other day, Leonard, to do well, to dig
Um,
well.
I remember
Do you know
I
how
saw it.
much this man retainer and the government of UP going to say this truck out? 3 point, I think 6 million.
Mm-hmm. That are the well drilling rig.
And I want you to see the whatever they
I saw the equipment.
I
I'm
laugh
familiar with
because
them. I'm familiar
man,
with the equipment.
sad, not true? Sad, not true? There was a thing the other day about some BDF trucks, right?
Mm-hmm.
How much the government said it costs. And when they do the check-in,
The big hustle, sir.
but
It's just the
and
big
these
hustle.
guys, Leonard, they stand up in the house and it's a good thing for the country. It's only 3 point something million, 3.6 million that Belize will have to pay.
The prime minister they complain about him having to get lawyers to help
Wow.
you guys to get them to do the right thing and follow the constitution. But you not complain about getting lawyers to go take away Mr. Feinstein property for now. We have to pay those lawyers, and the end result is that we know end up the one sharing at the company, or the property come in for we name, you go directly in at somebody else's name. And for we believe people could care less. Some of them, they understand and know where they're going, but they are indifferent. So what? According to some of them. The government to do it and we elect the government, so whatever they do is all right.
So,
No wonder why they get treated the way they get treated.
so I ask the Belizean people, the group that is fighting for the Belizean people, which include myself, right? The Prime Minister says that we fight him and the government. So I ask you, if we have to take the Prime Minister and the government to court to do the right thing for you, the Belizean people, that is mandated by the Constitution of Belize for him to do, and he refused to do it, past and present government. So all we are doing, including myself, is to asking this man why you not do it, and please do it because it's only the right thing to do. So what he is doing now, he's using the taxpayers' money, the same people where he should have protect, serve and protect, he use on the money to fight we, the people who they fight for you, the Belizean people, not for Roody and the crowd. No, we fight for you, the Belizean people, for the right thing to be done by this man for you, right?
But Mr. Chairman,
Now he using the taxpayers' money to fight we, the Belizean people, and saying that we fight him, so he use the taxpayers' money,
that is just an
right,
excuse, Mr.
to
Chairman.
fight we,
That is
to
just an
tell him,
excuse.
man, you have to do the right thing. Who does that?
When he said that, he was just making an excuse for him to be able to spend free money out of the treasury to give to his favored lawyers them and his buddies them. He hired two of the biggest law firms in the country, and then he got the attorney general, and he have the solicitor general and the deputy solicitor general and all the consuls them. But he can still take money. Then people don't they get paid from for week off
By
and
the
do it,
taxpayers.
right?
The
But he can
unelected
take
man is getting paid by the taxpayers,
already
and all
as a
the other
senator,
entities are getting paid by the
as a senator,
taxpayers. Then he
as a
may haul
police,
out taxpayers' money again and pay
get them
them
again.
again to fight we. Who does that,
He's trying
Leonard?
to. That's a way of taking money out of the treasury to give to his favorite buddies and lawyers and whoever's not against the interests of the country. Because he does not need to
So
get those private lawyers to go deal with that case. Like I said, some of them in a cabinet are lawyers. You have the attorney general with a whole lot of lawyers. You have the consuls then. You have the solicitor general and the deputy solicitor generals, all of whom are lawyers. You have the DPP with a battery of lawyers too again. They have lawyers all up, up and down the whole system. Why does he have to go to our treasury and pay multi-million dollars fees to these jackals who have like 10 and 12 different lawyers in a law firm, all of whom are going to participate in this process and get
yes.
paid by us? It's just a way of
So
fleecing the treasury. And then they
so my
qualify it
people,
talk craziness to we.
and Leonard, I am willing to put myself up. I am willing to go to jail. Right? I'm willing to go to jail fighting for the Belizean people, fighting for this man to do the right thing as for the mandate of the constitution of this country.
And then
I
they
am
have
willing to go that far,
Mr. Wade,
right?
and then they have
For
judges
the
when
people.
and then they have judges that are making ruling that are contrary to the constitution and allowing the lawbreakers them to continue to violate the constitution. We have judges like those that these guys are bringing into the country to do that kind of favor for them because they come in with a contract that they give them that they could revoke or they could cut short. So these people come knowing their assignments and they're not getting out of the way of telling the government the right thing. They subvert the constitution while they are being empowered as judges to uphold the Constitution.
So I
Them
asked, and I have asked you
crooks, man.
guys, and I have
Just
asked,
all bunch
and
of
I have
crooks.
said publicly, and I have asked, I said, I put it in the hands of the Almighty, fighting for the rights of the Belizean people, and just hope and pray that the courts, the high courts, and the courts in particular should be the protector of the Constitution,
And they're
the
supposed to rule by law.
protector
The court's supposed to rule according to the
to law,
Constitution, not
right?
according to the
So
requirement of the Prime Minister.
let's see if they're gonna bastardize the Constitution or throw that away and tear it up and rule against us. Let's see,
Again,
right? Let's see, right? All I'm saying, I'm asking this man to do the right thing, right? If Shine has 2,000 people and Mr. The Musa people have 2,000 something, and then Kyle South have 11,000, and up here have 8,000, and Stanford got 12,000. All we are asking this man, as the Constitution says, equal or near as equal. 2,000, not less than 2,000, not more than 3,000. Right? So where is the justice there? Where is the equality? So all we are asking this man, you are the leader of this country. You sworn on the Bible and oath, right? You know what you sworn to protect, right? So all we're asking you to do is to make it equal, where everyone has equal say.
but you shouldn't take
That
us to
is
ask. He
all
is
we are
mandated.
asking
He
you,
is mandated by the
Mr.
Constitution.
Presenio, to do. What is so hard to do?
He doesn't
Why is that so hard to do?
because he doesn't have any respect for our Constitution. No care what the
So,
Constitution says, he has no regards and respect for it, and he don't do what the Constitution says. That's basically what he's saying to all of us. To hell we don't know on the Constitution. He gonna do just what he wants. Unless some of us could grab him by the pants and throw your ass out of the house or throw out of the the government.
so
That's
for
the
the
kind of
people
stuff
to
that
get a better mindset,
revolutions.
Leonard,
Yeah,
I thank you always for we try to show the people, right, not listen to what a man is say that we they fight him. Now you hear it from us. Now we know to fight him. So he shouldn't be gonna get all these high-powered lawyers, attorney, and these high just to delay the process and to fight us, right? Because I think they tell you no, the people are and we the fight him. So he have to go get all this lawyer, and then the taxpayer have to pay for it.
that's what he tell the
That's
young lady. When the young lady asked him, well, who want pay for it? He
he
said, well,
said,
it's
of
obvious.
course,
So the
yeah.
young lady asked him, well, the taxpayer. He said, of course.
you know. So
Oh man.
so on that, Leonard, I while I'm that, I asked the Belizean people, in the 31 constituency to
Do they
please
want a
tell your
change?
huh?
Do they want a change?
Yeah. To please tell your area representative that we want the redistricting done and we want to make it equal representation. Equal. And remember these guys, we only got 2 and 3,000 people, they got power up the yang. Power in this country like no tomorrow. When the one that has 12 and 14,000 people and 11,000 people doesn't have that amount of power that these 3 or 4 individual has. Okay? And they are the one that making this decision for us in the country and the country of Belize. Those 3 and 4 individual. Okay? So all we are saying is that to make it equal, man, okay, so that everyone is happy, right? What is so hard in doing that? So my people, I urge you to
Um,
tell your area representatives, please, man, make we have equal representation. Make this redistricting done. Finish with it. Punto final. I'm afraid, because as it is right now, it's not equal, right? We are not equal, right?
Mr. Chairman, I put in 200,000 voters, for example, just as a random number, very close to the existing, plus or minus a couple thousand. Divide by 31 constituents, and you end up with 6,451, 52, if we're wrong, is that 6,452,
You see how quick you did that? How long it take you to do that?
a few seconds, couple seconds,
Okay.
just to type in the numbers.
But I say
And
this,
these fools then pretend that they can't do that. No, they don't have to do it exactly like that. You don't have to be exactly, plus or minus. Let's say, okay, one have 100 more than the other, or one have 1,000 more than the other.
we could live with that. We could live with that, Leonard.
It's
You know,
nearly as equal.
nearly as equal.
But like you said, Stan Creek have what, 9,000 plus, probably 10,000 by now.
I have 8,000.
Belmopan,
I
okay, you
have
have
8,000,
8,000.
right?
Belmopan have
8,000
9,000
plus,
or more.
right?
Okay, and then Fort George have less than 2,000. Mess have less than 2,000. Um, um, Queen Square have less than 2,000. And then you have the area where have the most power in the country.
So why you think now you see why they are dragging their feet? You think Shine Barrow want give up? He want that power. You think he want? They make one nice,
Then tell the man,
right? They
then
make
tell him,
one nice because with fully 2,000 people and he
he,
not the leader of
and
the
he did, but
opposition
Mr. Chairman,
party.
he said he did take care of his division. Now imagine then double the division, that means you have to take care of double the amount. And that only I make 4,000 or less than 4,000, right? So
Yes.
let's say then triple the amount. That
You
means
think the
with
Musa they
every
want give up? You think the Musa they want give up? If for them pa never give up, why they should they give up any one of them constituency, right? So you see now why we are doing this, right, my people, at home and abroad. You see why we are fighting for equality, right? And
that's what the Constitution
equal
requires.
representation. That is all we are fighting for, right?
The
And you
Constitution
see,
mandates that be
yeah,
done.
it's mandated by the Constitution, and it's long overdue. Should have done like 15 years ago,
But
right? You see why the UDP didn't do it because of right the
the
same
Prime
thing.
Minister said he have to take $1 few million now if you go pay any private attorneys,
Yes.
to defend the government. For,
So
for you guys that are
why
not lawyers.
exactly? Now you
Bunch
see,
of jackals,
now you
man.
see why the Shine Barrow guy, they make no noise about equal representation. Want to be shut up, right? Because of what we just said. Now you see why the PUP they say nothing and they don't want to do it, right? Because none of them want to give up that power. That's all they want, that power and greed. Power and greed. So, my people, here we go again. You get a little bit of what's going on in the country, and always a pleasure, to be able to talk about these things because it's real and it's truth. And on that note, time is of an essence. Time flies by
We run out
pretty quick,
already, so
Leonard. Right?
uh,
And it's always a pleasure.
that was my closing comment just now.
Yes, sir. And this is my closing comment. Don't forget to tackle your area representative and tell them that you want equal representation done. Okay? On that note, I want to say thanks to all those viewers who view us and will tune in later and watch us. Thank you. And have a safe and prosperous new year. And all that you wish for in 2024 and you didn't get it, may in 2025, may you get all your wishes come true. On that note, I
Mr.
want to say good
Chairman,
night,
Mr. Chairman, I know that
Leonard.
um, part of me wish for a country because we are getting an election. All of you know that already. But the other part of me wish not seem like a country because the man they're not really serious about doing right for the people. They only do that little thing the other day with that little reduction of the taxes for a couple of days or 4 days. But
Nah,
why can't they reduce the taxes off of the gas thing? Then they take over $5 for every gallon of gasoline they sell. Can't they do with $3 and give back two?
I would
Or
say
can't they give back 150? Or can't they even give back just one? Or maybe even 150 cents? Or even 1 cent? The damn
but
idiots, they're so chancy that they don't want to give back 1 cent. Come on, man, you guys could do better than that.
these are the kinds of people that people continue to support, Leonard. These are the corruption that people continue to support in
The people
Belize.
support them because they,
So,
they, they give the people them one little beer, one couple
yeah,
beer, and they give them a little
well,
barbecue and one little
yeah,
music, and the people they sit down eat them barbecue and drink them beer, and only $50, and dance and
yeah.
merrymaking, and then they have to hold on that for the next 5 years. I don't know how any of them survive after that with five
So,
years.
my people, support the Belizean justice movement in the next election, please, for change.
We
Right?
gone like
Thank
Brother
you.
Moses I say.
Good night, and
Good
may
night,
God
good night.
bless Belize.
Okay, we gone, so let me see right there. I have to do some. I don't know. Yeah, I gotta go down and click.